Hello fellow kids, welcome to Trio Talk. I am Jack, and this is my first impressions review sort of thing for Thief Simulator. On the Steam forums I applied for the beta key, and the developer was silly enough to give me one, so here we are. In the background you'll see some raw gameplay pertaining to what I'm talking about. There will however be the full video footage that I recorded when I first got the game, which has my more raw thoughts. This is a more revised version. So, into the video. What the game is going for, I love it. I used to play Thief 1 and 2 as a kid. I didn't like Thief 3, but that game did things that just kind of I didn't like, and I refuse to acknowledge that Thief 4 exists. So I love stealth games. I loved the Splinter Cell series up until Double Agent. I didn't so much like that one. So I have quite a background in stealth games, and this game, man, it just feels it's perfect. It's so good as a Thief game. It's everything you expect, right? There's a moment in this, and this sums up perfectly what I'm on about, right? I accidentally fell into I don't know how, but I accidentally fell into someone's back garden, and so I had to sneak past this man's house in broad daylight. Who, luckily I'd scoped the house out, so I knew he was in, but I also knew where he was, because I knew his routine. So I snuck past his back window while he was in the living room. Went into the back of another house, to whom I didn't know if they were in or not. However, the last time they were there, they weren't in. The last time I was outside that house, they weren't in. So I thought, okay, maybe I'll get lucky here and they're not in. And it turned out I had a mission to steal a painting in that house, and I thought, fuck it, let's go for it. Smashed the window with my crowbar, snuck in, ran to the painting, took that thing, and you have to carry it. It doesn't just magically go into your backpack like in the more modern Thieves. You have to carry this big painting to your car and drive away. Now I parked my car in a parking space very near the top of the map, and I'm a few hundred feet away. So I have to carry this big-ass painting in broad daylight past another house, onto the street, around the back hill, and around to the parking space. I've always wanted that. I've always wanted to be able to just go rampant in a village. In this village, there's a well-off area, there's a not well-off area, so there's scaling difficulty of a natural difficulty of houses. It's a bit of a cul-de-sac. Oh, it's great. The small item, big item thing. So like pots and pans, you put in your backpack. There's, a certain amount of weight that you can carry. So you have to make sure that, what you're carrying is worth the weight in gold, The big items then, TVs, paintings, you have to carry them to your car. So make sure you park somewhere relatively close by. The game is really well optimized too. You can really tell this game it seems as though it's relatively late into development. This seems like a later beta than an early one. I experienced a couple of clipping issues, like glass going through the car, that sort of thing. And I had one weird physics moment where I got out of my car, or I was standing next to the car and the car moved when I was stood next to it. That's about it. I've not experienced any major glitches besides that. The only thing I could complain about, there's two things I can complain about in this game, and one of them is three things I can complain about, and one of them isn't actually an issue, it's just something I wouldn't have done if I was making the game. And the other one is something that is solved by just playing the game more. So the one that is solved by playing the game more is ranking. So every time you go into the village to steal things, what you steal and how quickly you do it and how quietly you do it, you're given a rank. So let's say you go into a house, but the house is empty, right? Let's say you go into that house, and it seems as though if you go into that house and it's loud, you break the window, you smash the window, you climb in, you open the drawers quick, because no one's home, you don't care. And you steal things and then leave, and it's quite a loud, breaking and entering that you did. I got a D ranking for stealing that painting. But then that doesn't make sense. No one saw me do it. There was no one home to see me steal it. I mean, yeah, okay, it's obvious I was there but it's going to be obvious I'm there anyway because things are missing. Like, I don't understand. But over time, so the reason that there's a ranking system, I imagine, is because you level up and you unlock new abilities and your character becomes better at stealing over time. And the only way really you can simulate that in the game is by having a leveling up system. So I understand it, and this is something, the restrictions of a ranking system aren't really something you have to pay attention to, I imagine, later on in the game when you've unlocked pretty much everything you have to unlock and you only have to worry about the money at that point. This game locks you to about level 5 or 6, or... I think that locks you to level 10, but the individual abilities are locked to level 2 or 3. So that was issue 1 I have with the game, and that's, again, something that's solved over time. Issue 2, there's no jump button. I can't jump. I can't, and I don't... But this is, it's sort of explained away by having climbing abilities that you level up, and you buy climbing, like gloves for like good climbing and that sort of thing. You buy the gear for climbing, that sort of thing. So I get it. Maybe jumping would be overpowered in a game like this, but it does feel weird to not be able to jump at will, you know? And it always feels weird in video games when you can't jump at will by just pressing the space bar. And then the third thing, and this is in my opinion a problem, but it could just be, it could be either me doing something wrong or the game has done something wrong, but I'll say it anyway just on the off chance it's a problem with the game. Weird detection. There's a couple times, and I'll put the footage in the background now. There's a couple times where I am outside someone's house, but I'm not somewhere trespassing. I'm just sort of, I'm there, and I've picked their lock, and I've, you know, so I'm like setting up to go in, but I haven't actually gone in, and I'm not, you can't suspect me of doing anything because you haven't seen me do anything. But then someone will, I don't know how, but then they see me, and maybe I need to watch the footage back or something, but then they see me, and it's like, oh, well, now you have a 2-star wanted level, and you have to run away from the police. But I don't know how they saw me. They were in the house. Like, fair enough, they can see me through the window or whatever, that's fine, I'm fine with that. But I wasn't doing anything, I wasn't trespassing, they weren't viewing me while I was lockpicking, they weren't viewing me while I was in their home, stealing things. I was on the street, something that everyone else was walking on, inconspicuous as the day I was born, and they see me and I have the police after me suddenly. I don't know, maybe it's something I did and I'm not aware of what it is because I've not seen the footage. I think though that's a problem with the game. It felt like it at the time. In the game there's also side missions, and in the raw footage that if you watch it tomorrow or the day after, depending on how well it renders and all that, you'll see I kind of talk shit about it at first, but I do come round to the idea very late in the stream. I sort of see the point of them now. They are quick bucks. If you're a little bit low on money and you just want to do something real quick to get a bit of money, just to sort of, you know, restart a little bit, I guess. You know, if you do a few jobs and they all go horribly wrong and you lose your lockpicks and all those things that are they're quite expensive to buy. I can see the thug jobs which are loud. You know, they're, you know, break X and or steal X from A or whatever, you know, they're quite loud jobs. So I was against them at first because I'm a thief. Why would I be doing loud jobs? But I get them now. You are playing a thug thief. So when you want to get quick bit of dosh because you've had a few bad jobs in a row, that's what they're there for. So I get them now. I like them now. But when I first started playing, I didn't really see the point, and so I do talk shit about it at first in the raw gameplay. That's what I have to say, really. Really good first impression. I'm really enjoying it. I'm definitely going to be playing it more in a little bit, because I've not maxed my character out yet. I just played a good 2 hours, and I think I spent about an hour and a half of that just watching watching houses and fucking around with that, because the scoping out house thing is, it's the coolest. It's so cool. I want to thank the developers again for giving me this key. I don't know why you would give me it, but there we go. Thank you so much for it. I'm so over the moon. I can't wait for this game to come out properly. I seriously can't wait. Don't forget to subscribe if you want to see more gameplay of this game, because there will be the raw first impressions gameplay stream. I'll upload that to YouTube as soon as I get it rendered properly and I have actually good internet. So yeah, subscribe for more. I'll see you all next time. Thank you again for watching. Thank you again, Devs, for giving me the key. Au revoir.